everybody, on this episode of the Cooligans. It's one big old segment.
Boom, crushing it. Let's do it.
We start off big. We talk about some wild stuff happening in the World Cup this summer, and then we keep going and talk about a whole lot more.
That's right, and we got to talk about the 100 caps.
That's right.
Ali Krieger got, and we also talk about a legend leaving the game way too soon.
Way too soon. We don't believe how old you are. We also talk about me on HQ Sports.
That's right.
HQ Trivia.
Look at that. We everywhere. We in your phones. We in your ears.
Hell yeah, we're going to be everywhere you be.
We in your beds.
Look at your cereal. Spells out Cooligans.
All this and more today on the Cooligans.
Hey, this is Alexi Lawless. There is nobody in U.S. soccer that is more important than the Cooligans.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Let's go. The energy is high.
Come on.
The momentum is up.
The energy's high, and so is half our fans. Thank you.
Shout out to E Stacks.
Yeah.
From the high press.
Wake and bake, my dude bakes in his sleep.
Wake and bake. I bake when I'm also operating heavy machinery.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Pop an edible before I do surgery.
Clears my mind.
Yeah.
Because I get anxious.
I get mad nervous.
But don't worry, you're good.
Yeah, thank you for listening to us.
Hello, welcome to the show, everybody. Hello, my name is Christian Polanco.
Yes, it is, and my name is Alexis Guerreros.
Right, we are your favorite stand-up comedians out at the top of Madison Square Garden.
Where else would we be, bro, besides the top of a place that's consistent with losing?
That's right.
It's the only place Cooligans can have their watchtower.
And we do host the funniest soccer podcast that you've ever listened to.
Without a doubt.
And it is it's not just that.
No.
It's also something else.
It's also the gulliest.
That is right.
Come on now.
So whether you are a long-time listener, first-time listener,
or our families.
or our families who definitely do not listen to this.
No, do not support us in any way, shape, or form.
You're gonna add some gulliness to your life.
Gulliness is gonna start appearing in your life whether you like it or not.
Okay.
If you listen to this show.
That's right.
It's like, The Secret. Like, you manifest it, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens to Gully.
You just you speak it into existence.
Yeah.
With the guy, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, and you're now a part of it, whether you like it or not. I don't care if you're a teacher.
And you can't even escape it either because shout out to Alexis Guerreros hosting HQ Trivia, the HQ Sports, bringing gulliness into your phones.
I forced the Gully upon 80,000 people.
That's right. They weren't even asking for it.
But you know what they got? They got the Gully, baby. Threw a little, when you get French fries and there's just that one onion ring in that joint, and you're like, I didn't ask for this, but thank you so much.
That's right. That's what the Cooligans is. That rogue onion ring.
That's right. With that rando ass onion ring in a sea of fries, my guy.
It's like this. I feel like it doesn't belong, but you know what? I'm gonna eat it anyway.
Yeah. Also, how come there's no onion in this onion ring? Yo, because it's wild Gully. You never know what you get. Maybe this is just a round ass French fry, my guy.
Is this an onion ring or a Nuva ring? I'm not sure.
Either way, eat it and enjoy.
Bon appetit.
Spelled B-O-N-E. Okay, so we're gonna start to get letters from the parents. Listen. Mom, what's a Nuva ring?
Anyway, do people even use Nuva ring anymore? Let us know. Tweet at us if you currently have a Nuva ring inside you.
Share with us if you still use the Nuva ring.
Let us know because it's not as you don't see the commercials like you used to.
Nah, they were like clearly there was lawsuits.
Yeah,
they pulled back on the marketing just to tag.
Okay, before we continue with the HQ stuff,
what are we doing?
I just want to say one of my favorite jokes ever was from a comedian who does not do comedy anymore. Remember Michael Grosso?
No.
You remember? Okay, so he was like a good friend of ours when we started doing stand-up. Remember Dave Greek?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Mike Grosso, Italian kid. It was super, super funny. But he had this great joke of we were sort of talking about marriage proposals. And he was like, I'm going to do a marriage proposal where I'm going to switch the Nuva ring with the wedding ring or whatever, like, and he was gonna accidentally misplace them.
Yeah.
I'm butchering the joke, but that was basically like, she's gonna find the Nuva ring sort of inside her.
Yeah.
I'll find the wedding ring inside her and find the Nuva ring inside like a meal or something like that.
Right.
That was basically the joke, but that was like one of my favorite jokes ever. And he stopped doing comedy, which is like a bummer, but that happens.
People listening right now wondering if he ever did. But that's because you butchered the joke.
I butchered the joke. I don't remember the joke word for word, but that's basically the premise of the joke. Even if you are the best comedian ever, it's hard to repeat another comedian's joke.
Hard. There's a certain way they do it, which is great.
So, with that said,
but you show love to him, and now we show love to the people who show love to us.
No, we got to show love to you. You were at HQ. A lot of people saw you hosting
that was great.
HQ Sports. What was
I
that?
said keep it gully at
That's
the end.
right.
That was my sign off.
I did see a bunch of Cooligans fans
Thank you so
in the
much.
chat. That was really, really dope. Thank you so much.
I couldn't see the chat, but a lot of people have sent me video of it later, and there's a lot of wildly disrespectful comments being made in there. But I thought it was dope that there were so many Cooligans fans in there.
Yeah, I love any comment section of anything. It's really gonna be
breeding ground for honestly high society when it shows up for these.
That's right. That is right. Yeah, just
somebody put, my dude looks like you found him at an OTB, which is hilarious, but also that's my aesthetic.
Super funny. Yeah. No, nobody was mean without being kind of clever.
No, Matt Richards told me that when he started, they had to find creative ways of blocking the N-word. Because people would use like 9s and 6s in place of the G. So clearly the chat section is not always the most reputable human beings.
Yeah.
Turns out racists want to win money too. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Right. We're finding bonds.
So racists need to pay their rent too. What? Interesting.
Yeah. Well, those crosses you burn cost money.
It's not in the budget to burn the crosses anymore, is it?
Guys, we need to start burning smaller crosses here. Yeah, it's just costing us an arm and a leg. So there was some but most of it was wildly respectful. And it's just so many people that were Cooligans fans. So if you're listening to this and you watch, some people were like, yo, I didn't even know you were on.
Yeah.
I mentioned it like 3 times.
You ain't listening to this podcast soon enough.
What's going on?
Okay, you're disappointing us a little bit.
Well, you ain't going through the whole episode. I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know. They're saying they want me back. They're trying to figure out their schedule now because they hired a bunch of new hosts. So a lot of it is in limbo.
So what you need to do, listener.
That's right.
You need to tweet at HQ Trivia. Let them know.
Yo, we want my mans back on.
We want my mans, not Alexis. He was like, yo, we need a little bit more. Having any HQ host is nice, but having the gulliest HQ host, incomparable.
Yo, and also this just goes to show, like Christian and I, we're gonna get in everything y'all watch, yo.
You ain't escaping us,
nah,
all right?
Son, we gonna gully our way into everything.
All right, we're gonna be
Christian gonna be in the home shopping network,
injecting Houston Dynamo jokes.
Yeah, yeah, just out here selling like broken toasters he found in the street. Call right now, my guy found 10 more.
Okay, we're gonna hit you with them obscure American soccer references in your Netflix account.
Hell yeah. Yeah, whatever that DAZN thing is. Dazn?
The Zone.
The Zone? That's what it is?
That's what it is, yeah.
Oh. Should have went with Days In, like the hotel. You know what? Shouts to Christian. He's gonna be at a Days In. He's just showing up to a Days In like, we're gonna start a fight in room 305.
Be there. Unless you chicken.
Unless you a bitch.
Anyway, so that was
why do you people listen to this?
So that was cool. That was dope. I was very proud of you to see you there, and you did very, very well. You definitely, the one thing, you were hosting HQ Sports, but you were in a mafia suit.
Yeah.
And
no matter what suit I wear, people claim I look like I'm in a mafia.
Yo, the way, I don't know if it's the cameras or if it's just like seeing a portrait on a phone. It was just like you look like you were wearing a zoot suit. You know, very sharp at the corners on your shoulders.
Yeah. I was hitting big in the angles. I said I want everything to be a 90-degree angle, my guy. Give me some 45s in there just to throw people off.
It definitely looked like this HQ Trivia host is threatening me to play.
I think at one point I said, I riffed this and they were not happy about it. I was like, yo, shouts to you guys for winning. But shouts to me, I'm giving you the money. I was like, I know where they keep it. I'm like, I could just take this money myself. And they were like behind the camera like, no. We can't be even intimating that. that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Alexis for you. Look,
boy, bring it back next time.
that's exactly what I deal with, right? With you saying things you shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, which one of us is never going to allow on? Which one of us is the reason we're never allowed back on extra time?
I'm trying to reconcile for that terrible mistake. It's
almost like we're suffering more punishment for Kyle Laren's DUI than Kyle Laren did.
Yeah, he got a huge ass contract to Besiktas.
Yeah, we ain't getting nothing. Our numbers haven't gone up in Turkey.
I wasn't driving on the other side of the road.
Someone at least invite us to Salt Bay's restaurant.
Anyway, but congratulations for that, because that was super cool, and thank you to everyone who listens to the show that joined in and played HQ and commented and everything, and the hope is that the Cooligans are like Alexis said in other facets of your life,
spreading like wildfire.
Okay, yes, were you people gonna try to stop it?
Hell yeah.
Trust me, there's plenty of people with fire extinguishers trying to quell this fire, this flame.
We're gonna be like HPV, like you won't even know if you got us.
Well, I mean, there's tests now, so
not for men.
Well, yeah, there is a test for men to find out if they have HPV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just men don't have the symptoms that women would.
All right, well, let's not do data.
Still get it checked if you want. I mean, you want to be on top of it.
Get checked. Speaking of on top of it, get yourself checked. HPV.
Or on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Also get
however, maybe side to side. Get out there, baby. Try something new. Add a little sazon.
Okay, so yes, we usually start the show by showing love to people who show love to us. So thank you. We're currently at what,
444.
444.
Only 222 away from our goal.
Okay, that's what? That's the Jay-Z album, right?
444.
So we're on the quest for 500 iTunes.
The story of Cooligans.
We're on the quest for 500 iTunes reviews, and we're getting there. So Alexis, I'll read one. All right. I'll read this one. This is short and sweet. I'm pretty sure we didn't read this one already, but this was from last month. This is from Looney for Loons.
Oh.
So I'm assuming Minnesota United.
Big Minnesota United fan.
Getting in there. And the subject just says good and 5 stars.
All right.
All right.
Which good enough for us.
And then, so the review is just, quote, felt pressure to leave a review.
Yeah.
That's it.
Also, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I guess it's all making sense, right? All right. We're at the top of the show. We guarantee we're going to bully you into leaving a review.
This is what we do.
Okay.
We're going to tell you, you better leave a review. How dare you pretend to love us and not leave a review?
Because it's fake love.
We don't want that.
Yes, I did. So
like Mary J. Blige said, real love. I'm searching for real love.
So I did get.
You got to leave a review now.
Got a message from a friend as well, Leanne from Kansas City, big Kansas City fan. She tweets at us a bunch, and she had mentioned that she'd been listening to the show for a long time. She had mentioned that because I was on No Other Pod the other day. Shout out to Daniel Kuzer.
And we're trying to schedule me on the show now, but I was a little sick yesterday. So.
And Jimmy Mack Jimmy Mack was in Ireland. Look, what is this connection with everybody we know is in Ireland all the time?
How about I put up Gary Doyle's bid? He's wearing an Atlanta United kit. Irish comic.
Neil, our buddy Neil Gavoni is also in Ireland.
Bruh, the world's connected, man.
All right. Apparently, one of the stops of the World Cup comedy tour has to be Ireland. I think.
Let's do it. Also, shouts to my boy Joe Gonzalez. Remember I've been talking about that jam from Ireland?
Yeah.
Homie went and got me a box.
Look at that.
A box filled with jam. Lovely. I love you, Joe.
Never have I seen anyone more excited about jam than
it is
Alexis.
the greatest jam in the world. If you're in Ireland, you got to go to Doolin and get yourself some Clear Jam Shop. Oh, wow. Tell Vera I said what's up.
All right. Look at that. She'll give you 10% off.
Yeah, no, she won't. She a shark, yo.
Nobody gets discounts on this jam.
No, I helped her with a computer. She was like, I'll give you one small container for free.
So Looney for Loons, thank you so much for the review. I appreciate it. I know, we are a little pushy.
We love the small words one. We love the small, short, concise reviews.
Sure.
I'll read this one from 95 Kid. All right, he put title is my go-to podcast, but he put go-to in quotes.
Or she, we don't know.
Or she, yeah. I'm not sure why the quotes, okay? We should just be your go-to. So put this, I only learned about this podcast because they interviewed the Reggie Cannon of my favorite club, FC Dallas, and in parentheses, home of the future at USMNT stars. Okay.
It's accurate.
A little bit of a flex, but it's true, right? I thought it was weird, but I ran, thanks, but I ran out of things to listen to when I commute to work. So I continue to listen to them, and now I love their podcast so much. I've started listening to old episodes while waiting for new ones.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. 95 kid.
What's so weird about us?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think
we grow on you like HPV.
Get yourself checked, but you got Cooligans.
Yeah. Now there's a way to check for men. Stop spreading this Cooliganitis.
So no, but thank you. Yeah, look, I'm glad that people, we did go to Dallas and have a string of amazing interviews, and it's cool that a couple people stuck around with us. It is when people say it's weird, I take it as I'm not used to comedians talking about this. And
yeah, why aren't they talking about formations and stuff?
This is it's weird to adjust to it. It's like I always say, we have to get people to trust us to make them laugh and for them to believe that we know enough about soccer that we can comfortably talk about it.
We're saying enough things for people to not trust us. We've made it pretty clear.
Trust me. Yeah, I know every episode.
Give us your ATM pins.
I'm sure every episode there's 2 or 3 people that are like, you've let us down.
Yeah. How dare you?
So
shouts to Tim, who said never heard someone own the OTB look so well. That's what I do, baby.
Okay, check out my new fashion line, OTB Alexis. So thank you again for the support, man. We're trying to get to those 500 reviews on iTunes, which would be huge for us. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things going on in soccer. How about we start with I think the news absolutely worth celebrating. Our homie, our best friend, third Cooligan, I think, basically there, Ali Krieger.
I mean, she is absolutely more than welcome to be a part of this podcast.
Exactly, right? And she has a game coming up against Mexico at Red Bull Arena that I'm pretty sure I can go. I don't know if you can go, but
I hope so.
Okay, so we'll try to make it there, but it's Ali Krieger gets her 100th cap for the U.S. women's national team.
We've been calling out the women's national team. Jill Ellis saying, "Yo, this needs to happen."
Exactly,
and I'm not saying it's because of us.
I'm not saying I do know all the constant harassment of FaceTime calls that we've been doing to Jill Ellis might have influenced it a little bit.
Pick up the phone, Jill. You know you need Krieger. No, but Krieger, she actually talked about it in a great interview, a great article actually in The Athletic. I can't remember the woman's name who wrote the...
Megan Linehan.
Yeah, Megan Linehan. Absolutely incredible article. Again, shouts to The Athletic doing quality work. Pay us to keep talking about you, and we will. So whatchamacallit, a great interview where she talked a little bit about how hard it was for her the last 2 years, falling out of grace with the women's national team and sort of trying to figure out where her place was and not being able to go to Europe because she had a home now and a family that she's starting, and she wants to be here. They went out and got a dog. I was going to say rented a dog. That's not how you do it. They went out and I believe rescued
I leased the puppy.
Yeah. Don't put too many miles on that bad boy. And,
this puppy looks a little dinged up.
They come in here with this cut. You know what I mean? And now engaged to Ashlyn and all this, and she's starting her life this part of her life. Didn't want to run off to Europe or somewhere else. So shouts to her for coming all the way around, and she talked about how much she leaned on some of the other players. And part of the article that I think struck such a chord with me was we never hear the men's national team players talk this way. We never hear the men's national team players talk about how important, how other players, had their back and stuff. We hear about it sometimes after they retire, but during the time period, they're very much like robots. No, we're focused and playing, and the harder you train. There's something so humanizing about the way she speaks.
Sure.
And, of course, she's hilarious on the show. So, come back. And she told us she missed us on Instagram. Oh, my God.
I mean, look, you want me to cry, Ali Krieger? Because you're doing it.
My heart fluttered, Ali.
No, man, it's super cool. And
did you see me on HQ asked to get invited to the wedding?
Yes, I did see that. That was a cool thing, man. Ali Krieger getting love on HQ
for 100th cap. Come on now.
Yo, we're doing everything we can to try to get soccer into every like other worlds that you don't really see it in. So don't ever question our efforts.
Hell yeah.
Loyalty.
Hell yeah.
Because we're doing what we can. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing for American soccer today?
Unless you're just listening to us and leaving reviews, which is part of it. Thank you. But like, yo, any chance Christian and I get to do something else, we bring up American soccer.
Yeah.
We sort of wedge it into the conversation where we can. And that was just another opportunity. They gave me like a total of 30 seconds to speak. And 20 seconds of it was about Ali Krieger, my guy.
All right. So, I mean,
we love you, Ali. You're a member of the podcast, whether you like it or not.
Also, we're gonna be at the wedding.
Yeah. Trust us. We gonna be at the wedding. I don't care if we gotta dress up like the servers.
Yeah.
And wiggle our way in there.
Okay, yeah, we found Dax McCarty's wedding registry. You think we can't find the address to your wedding?
You think we can't find the old save the date? Allie, we gonna be there. Ashlyn, what's up?
We
should get ordained.
We should marry them.
Yes.
Why not us?
Why not us?
Look, one of my favorite weddings I ever went to was with my friend Margie and Dan. So Dan Mintz, you may know Dan Mintz as Tina from Bob's Burgers.
Yep.
So when I started doing comedy, I had taken over, maybe like 2 years in, I had taken over for...
The game. Right away.
That's right. It's like, this is my corner. Get off my territory. No, I took over a show. Margie was moving to L.A. And just basically starting a life with Dan. They were dating. So I eventually got to go to this wedding, and Dan Mintz, who has been in comedy a long time, when you meet a comedian that's so far ahead of you early on, you're like, this is crazy. Like, so many famous people.
And they don't name drop. They're just like, I was talking to Hannibal. You're like, whoa.
So I got to sort of just be a part of their lives a lot more. And I remember I went to Dan Mintz's birthday party once in Brooklyn, and it was there was one moment where I was talking in a circle with Dimitri Martin, Dan Mintz, and Anthony Jeselnik in a circle, and me. And so I'm the fourth one
and
there.
You're like early on in your career.
This is like a year and a half, 2 years in comedy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to speak. I'm so nervous.
That's like you just graduate from culinary school, and now you're talking to I'm trying to think of a chef that's still alive. Whatever. I'm one who's not a monster. Like, I was going to say Mario Batali, but just a bunch of famous, like the guy who owns El Bulli. And they're like, so what do you do? And you're like, I'm the line chef.
Yeah, I didn't know even how to contribute anything to the conversation. No. But it was cool sort of hanging out with them. But then I got to go to their wedding, so Margie and Dan's wedding, which was super fun. And this was who was at my table. This was at my table. It was Ellie Kemper from The Office, and
the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, BJ Novak from The Office, and Dimitri Martin and his wife. So, and there were a couple other people there as well. But this
bunch of nobody.
But this is insane. I was like,
that's a power move.
And this is like 6-7 years ago. I'm like, how am I at I just started doing open mics not too long ago. Yeah. And I'm at this table.
They're all talking about scripts, and you're like, what notebooks do you guys use?
Moleskin? Love those Moleskins.
Those are good, right? What should I do?
But then the person who married them was John Mulaney. John Mulaney.
He probably crushed it.
He was, it's the funniest, funnier than some comedy specials on Netflix. That's a lot of them. It was so funny. So, the Cooligans, marrying, Ashlyn and Ali, it's not so far out of, imagination.
Let's just talk about this. First of all, if there's an open bar, expect it to be hilarious, okay?
Okay.
And also, we would take it seriously.
Yeah, of course.
We would take it 100% seriously. We would both get whatever that internet ordained ministry, that world,
whatever it is, Groupon, whatever. I'll do whatever.
We'll be all right.
We're good.
We'll figure it out. We'll both wear suits.
Okay.
I promise. Okay. And of course, I'm going to look like a mobster because I can't do anything but.
There's no other.
There's
no other look.
There's no other cut that fits my body. Right? And I promise you, we will take it so seriously.
Yeah.
And we'll be so honored to be a part of your day. We want to go to this wedding so bad.
It will be beautiful.
I mean, yo, first of all, we would maybe hand out shouts to us stuff. Okay.
But who knows? You know, but we're speaking it into existence.
This is what we're doing. We're putting it in the universe.
You never know what's gonna happen. Who knows?
Let's put it in the us-averse. You know what I mean? Not just the universe.
But no, amazing for Ali Krieger. Her teammates showing her a lot of love.
We couldn't be happier for her.
At the end of the game, super cool. I mean, she's a person that is adored and respected in
for good reason
in women's soccer all over the world. And she's on top of that, she happens to be just an awesome person and super cool
and hilarious.
So it's really cool for her, and we're hoping for the best for the women's national team going into the World Cup. And so, actually, before we get into the World Cup, I do want to talk about what's going on with the ticket fiasco.
Honestly, it seems like when it comes to the World Cup for the ladies, there's always
hiccups.
something.
There's always
something playing on turf, or things aren't taken as seriously. And now it's this with this whole ticket shakeup. And it's if you bought a group of tickets, like let's say me and you were taking our kids. Right.
Okay, we have a family.
We have
a
family. Okay.
We have a family now.
We have 3 kids, and unfortunately for them, they all look like me,
which is really bad.
I know it's a shame.
We were playing that gene pool lottery, and we lost.
A lot of scratch offs were thrown on the floor, and I guess our Nuva ring didn't work. We're taking our 3 kids to the World Cup.
Yes.
What does that mean? We buy 5 tickets.
They're in another stadium.
Where one of them is over by the concessions. And we're all in
why is your seat at the Eiffel Tower?
You're sitting in the rubble of the Notre Dame? That's not a good thing.
It's a bad seat.
I feel like you're not going to be
Nobody wants that seat.
Does it still smell?
Yes, okay. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a second. I did want to make sure we open this. We have another. This is not an unboxing. This is an unpackaging.
An unbagging.
Unbagging. So this is a.
Don't say what it is. Let's just open it. It's a gift from a team in Europe.
Okay. So no, things are on the up.
Yeah, things are moving up
for the Cooligans because we just received a package from Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yo.
So this is a German club. They just unfortunately lost to Chelsea.
Yeah.
In the Europa League semifinal.
So Arsenal would have played them.
Arsenal would have played them if they had won. But Eintracht Frankfurt sending us gifts from Germany. This is insane,
buddy. From Germany.
We're getting international mail.
Look, the address has like 40. First of all, part of it is main shaft. I mean, Mannschaft.
Look, it seems like a threat of some kind.
Also, international addresses got a whole lot of numbers, man.
It seems like the address seems like a declaration of war.
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable with it.
It's very scary.
We got a letter first.
That's just a packing slip, I think.
Is it just a packing slip? Yes, it is. Okay.
Okay.
It also told me what's in here. I'm excited for this.
All right.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Hey, Christian and Alex. What is going on with these teams? I asked at the end of it. Thanks for your support for our Europa League matches.
Yeah.
UEFA Europa League matches. Thank you, Eintracht.
Thank you, Eintracht Frankfurt. And we got some teas.
Okay.
All right, this is yours.
Okay, that must be the large size.
XL. This is European sizes, so I'm a little worried.
So, thank you. It's a gift from my wife.
I'm a little worried for your boy, Alexis.
Check this out. This is a rather small shirt.
This is a large, so this is definitely going to fit me Dominican extra tight.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh yeah, Baba." Yo, shouts to them. They got this like cool sort of like a rubberized patch on it.
Yeah,
for Eintracht Frankfurt.
It's like I don't know if it's iron-on or stick-on, but it's definitely it's like rubber. It's made out of a tire.
Yo, this is so dope. Nike logo on the side. Your boy's definitely gonna wear this under a jacket.
So all right, thank you so much, Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht, that was fire.
Tough run in the Europa League, but you'll get them next year.
There's always next year.
Did they make it to the? Did they qualify for Europa?
Let's stop saying these things without looking it up.
We have to double check the current Bundesliga standings. Bayern Munich did win the league though, so that was good on them.
This is so cool. Thank you so much for these shirts. These are amazing.
All right. So cool. Thank you so much, Eintracht. All right. So let's continue talking about the FIFA World Cup ticket fiasco. So if you guys don't know what was going on, there was an issue where they apparently, according to FIFA, only 1% of the tickets were affected by this, but still 1% of tickets. It's a lot of tickets.
That's a significant amount.
That's a lot of a couple thousand people that. Their tickets were not. If you bought a group of tickets, the tickets were not seated next to each other. So you would be at a game, and your tickets would be several seats away or in different sections.
These things happen, right?
From your friends,
mistakes happen, right? And here's I learned this in business school. Which may have shocked everybody here that I went to both school and for business. But here's what I learned: it's not about the mistakes that happen; it's about how you handle them. One of the biggest cases was, do you remember way back in the day when the Ford Explorer had all the tires that were exploding? Remember that? Like the tires were popping on and people were getting in accidents, people were dying. What's the first thing they did? That could have killed Ford at that time. They were struggling. The CEO got on and said, this is a mistake. We don't know what's going on, but we will fix it. We promise. Come right, don't drive, like go straight to Ford. We'll figure this out. And, he got ahead of it, right? And of course, that's what FIFA did, right? They said, don't worry about it. We get it. It's a mistake and we'll fix it, right? That's what they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they didn't do that.
No, they didn't do that. Because it's FIFA, folks.
That's not what they do. That's not their strength.
Yeah. The last time FIFA had a mention or a note for women's soccer was maybe they should wear smaller shorts.
That was they don't provide the best input when it comes to when they're brainstorming. Their first response to the tweet was this exactly. It said this is from the official FIFA Women's World Cup Twitter account.
Quote.
It says, "Dear fans, we have noted some of your comments regarding your tickets. When you place your order, a message indicating not all seats would be located next to each other did appear before confirmation of your purchase. Unfortunately, we will not be able to modify your order." That's insane. All right, so it's generally a big deal, and it's incredibly expensive to take these trips and go and support your country.
From continent to continent.
Yes, and so it's insane. So to put out this tweet, and look, they have gone back on it, and they did say that that they're going to, I guess, try to sort it out. But this is a real issue, and I've seen a couple, some of our friends that we know, like I believe. I don't want to misspeak, but I think Gabby Kirshner from Bleacher Report, one of our friends, she's going to the World Cup, and she's sort of had the same issue. I think this made people start to look at their tickets, and they're like, oh crap, I'm not sitting with my friends. Or
you would imagine when you buy 4 or 5 at a clip, you sit next to each other.
Yeah, I saw another tweet from Chris Mackey, who is the Premier League and USA guy. And he said that I believe he's going with his girlfriend, and his seats are not next to her. So it's just
but he put "thank God," which I thought was
which a little really, okay. I mean, it says a lot about what's going on currently in your life.
Damn, son, I would take that, make that private. You know what I mean?
No, but
DM us, Chris.
But it is obviously it's just this is not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other thing. Everybody, even Josie Altidore had retweeted it. He just said he quote tweeted it, and he goes, "Do better. This is trash."
Yeah, thank you. Yo, Josie just has our energy, man.
Which is great. So I'm hoping that they sort this out, because to write you knew what you were getting yourself into is just the most ridiculous response from the main Twitter account. It's not even like the customer service was responding to one person. It was just like, yo, we're here to let everybody know we don't care where you sit.
Right.
We got your money. Move it. Keep it moving.
You bought a ticket. We just letting you in the building.
Okay.
You know what I would do? I'd just go take the seat I want.
This is what it's going to lead to.
It will. And I'll be like, I dare you to prove to me this ain't my seat.
Or it's going to lead to people kind of coordinating with other fans. And a lot of people are tweeting, replying to this tweet what
section are you in?
Yeah, what section are you in? Or I can switch. Or I only bought one ticket. Which is, when you hear that I only bought one ticket, I'm like, all right, what's your life like? What's going on?
He's like, I'll switch with you. Will any of you want to be my friend?
You're going to the World Cup
solo?
By yourself.
Dolo.
What's your life, bro?
You were hoping for goals so you could high five somebody for human contact.
Someone, please just talk to me about anything.
I'll be a fan of your team. Where are you from?
That's right. I'm Nigerian now.
Yeah. Whatever. Can I please be invited to a cookout of some sort?
Oh, this red hair? I'm from southern Nigeria.
Yeah. Wild southern Nigeria. I was on stage and I asked a very fair-skinned redhead woman where she's from, and she said Saudi Arabia. And I was like, you're going to have to give me the backstory.
Yeah, I've said there was another show like that I did. I forgot where somebody was from. I was just like, "There's what are you in whatever in this Middle Eastern country? I mean, are you royalty?
I was like,
because you are just a white person.
Yeah.
What is your different? What I don't know what your life is like out there.
I said to her, I was like, based on your skin tone, I don't think you're allowed to go out when the sun is out in Saudi Arabia.
I don't know what kind of you're in the wrong.
You have an air conditioned backyard.
You in the wrong climate. I think.
This ain't for you, sweetie.
So look, I hope that.
Oh, by the way, family involved in oil. We're like, yeah, we figured.
Okay, yeah. That all makes sense. Yeah. So hopefully this gets sorted out and people are not dealing with this, because what is like I said, what is going to happen is people are going to be like doing musical chairs and can you go here and all this other
God
stuff.
forbid you go to the bathroom. Now there's a family of 7 sitting in your second. Or imagine you're sitting in the middle of a family.
Sure.
You're the dude by himself. She's like, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, what's up? One of your kids just vomited. Do you want me to get it?
Can I be your nanny?
Yeah, I'm here alone.
So, hopefully it's sorted out soon and people aren't dealing with too much ridiculousness with that kind of stuff. So, all right, so let's move on to a couple other things. Let's talk about DeMarcus Beasley.
I don't believe a word he's saying.
I want to. When I see him, I'm gonna be like, "You liar!
Yo.
You a lying liar!"
First of all, you're breaking all our hearts, and second of all, we don't believe you. He said, first of all, the way he started the first 2 sentences was like, "I'm done with this life."
The first thing he said was,
read the sentence.
The first sentence is before my 37th birthday, which is news to me. You've been 37 for the last 42 years, dog.
You know how like some women like on TV, the trope was they would stay at 27?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
been staying at 37 for the last 4 or 5 years. My dude's 48 years old. We know.
He's like those Dominican baseball teenagers that get this. They lie about their age. We all know it. All right. They say they're younger than they actually are. All right. DeMarcus Beasley is one of these dudes. I think DeMarcus
you should have done. You could pass for 18 years old right now. You still could get in the league.
Sure. Yeah.
Yo, this 18-year-old got bad knees, man.
Yeah, it's Julio Franco. Do you remember Julio Franco?
Yeah, of course.
Julio Franco's notorious. My father, he must have. I think my father went to like grade school with this dude because he's like that dude. Because he was playing at like his last season was at 48. I think is his last year. He was playing for the Braves, and he was like, that dude is not 48 years old. He's like, that dude is at least 51 years old. Yeah. So it's a common
Remember
thing.
Duque?
Of course, El Duque. Yeah,
Duque, my uncle's like, I played against him and he was a year older than me.
Yeah.
And that when El Duque said he was 36, he's like, no, he's like 47 years old. Remember, he was like a weird art. Like he
had a
started
weird
throwing
pitching
weird
style
later in his career. This kid's like, no, he's like, that dude's 47, 48 years old.
Yeah. So, but DeMarcus Beasley.
Shouts to El Duque. You're lying your way to the top.
Officially, even still scoring goals in Champions League. But this is his last, announces this is his last year.
Here's the thing. I think he's still got time.
Well, yeah, he has like half a season left.
No, son of a. I think he's still got the legs for it. I think he's still got
I don't doubt
another
that.
2 years.
I don't doubt that.
I think he could be the first MLSer to play at 40.
How many soccer players make it to 40? It's not. There's a couple, right?
I think there's a few.
Like in Italy, I feel like isn't like
the easier leagues.
There's something. The racism keeps them young.
Yeah. He's like, I think it's also smoking a pack of cigarettes today, but also hating minorities. I think that's a big one.
It's my go juice.
Yeah, it keeps me alive.
So, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, but about older players. Yeah, I don't know how many players. I haven't. Ben Bear, let us know how many players.
Yeah, Benny, where you at, dog? We need you.
Let us know how many players. Has any MLS player made it to 40? I don't think so.
No. He could be the first.
He could be the first. I mean, but he's calling it quits early.
Someone just call him in. He'll come in. It's not like he's not going to be in shape. The dude's in amazing shape.
Yeah, he's had a 20-year career.
He retired 4 or 5 years ago. Remember?
No, I didn't.
He retired and they brought him back, and he's just kept playing.
Oh, okay. All right, look at that. Who knows? Maybe he's not making. Maybe this isn't the final decision for him. But is he gonna get the love around the league like some other maybe more famous player like a Beckham or something like that? Like DeMarcus Beasley has been crucial to the really the growth, especially of the U.S. men's national team. Right. And he's been he won an MLS Cup with Houston Dynamo, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I think he did.
Either I mean just what he's been able to do for the men's national team. I mean that's been amazing.
But he's played in Europe. The dude is important to everybody's been calling him obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer. The dude is just an absolute legend. We had Tommy McNamara on the show, and he was just talking. Reveres this man as well. A lot of people respect him. So. It's we make jokes for months, years about his age and his playing career, and obviously the dude is just a seasoned vet.
I think he retired from the men's national team and then got called back in. He didn't retire from soccer.
Got it. Okay, so. But look, it's been pretty dope, and I think he
signed with MLS before his 17th birthday. Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty wild, man.
And here he is at 49 years old, just running up and down the line.
Just a legend. But good for him. We're gonna miss him when he's gone, and obviously all the jokes that we make and stuff like that. But he is an important fixture to the growth of this sport. So he deserves a lot of love and respect, and you're seeing it from everybody across the soccer world.
Yeah, you're right. Ryan Giggs played till he was 40. Paolo Maldini, Francesco Totti.
That was the main guy.
Rivaldo, Zanetti. A lot of Italians.
Isn't Pizarro in Germany now? Isn't he 40?
I think so. You might be right.
Claudio Pizarro.
Kevin Phillips at Leicester City.
Okay, so a couple people can make it.
Teddy Sheringham. Ugh.
But it is very much a the older you get, the farther you move back down. DeMarcus Beasley wasn't he like a striker at some point?
No.
He never was?
I think he was a midfielder.
But then they just keep moving you back.
I'm sure when he started in his career, he was a striker because the guy's fast as hell.
So we wish him the best. I mean, hopefully it would be an honor to get DeMarcus Beasley on the show and talk to him sometime. That's our dream, to talk to that vampire.
Oh, my God.
And ask him how he does it. So, okay, so let's move on. A couple of
We could show him what our health tips are. See if they match up to his. You know
what? I feel like there's gonna be not many. Those lines on the graph are not gonna really cross very often.
Overlap a lot.
Very often. So let's talk about a couple things going on in Europe. Because
I'm sure it's all positive.
All positive. Bro, let's talk. Manchester City wins the Premier League on the final day.
Yet again.
Congrats to them.
The first men's team to do a quadruple.
Triple. Yeah, they lost the Champions League, so they didn't win the quadruple.
I thought they did the two domestic leagues, the Champion League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, whatever that is.
Did they win that?
I believe they did. We really should start looking at this stuff beforehand.
So Carabao, FA, and Premier League trophy. So what's the fourth one?
I forget what it is.
There is no fourth. They didn't win another one. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Well, they call them the Formidables, Four. So there's something with four there.
Okay, I don't know. But they did win. Liverpool where they won their game. They did what they were supposed to do, but obviously it didn't happen. And then, okay, the other thing we need to talk about is Europa League final that's coming up in Baku. We were talking about it last week about Henrik Mkhitaryan was possibly not going to be able to go to the game. And thank you to I forgot who it was specifically, but I did get a couple of tweets with some information about Azerbaijan, which is where the final is being held, and why there's so much history. Community Shield. So, but you don't count that. You don't even count. Arsenal's won that a bunch of times. And no Arsenal fan would
Ain't no parade for Community Shield. But they did. They won the Community Shield beating Chelsea. They won the Carabao Cup beating Chelsea. They won the Premier League. And they won the FA Cup beating Watford. Okay. Destroying Watford.
For the 4 pieces of silverware.
Good for them. Can Arsenal get one, please? And it won't help because one of our players won't be able to make it because of where he was born.
Exactly. So thank you. There were people that actually did send me information about the bad like blood and
there's
history.
a patch of there's a contested patch of land between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Exactly, and but Henrik Mkhitaryan, so I didn't sort of grasp why this was such a big deal with him specifically. It's not just like no Armenians are allowed in Azerbaijan, which I did not know that was the case. So similar to like if you have an Israeli passport, there's like certain countries that Muslim countries that you're not allowed to go to and things like that. So. But for Armenians, Azerbaijan is it's
a no zone.
It's just So now again, so this is making more sense. Thank you to the people who did send me the information. Sometimes people message us and they're like, "Hey, we learned so and so, and we learned this much from this show." But it's nice to be informed and not just talk out of our Alexis's ass,
which is what we talk out of 24/7.
What usually happens. So Arsenal officially announced today when we're recording this on May 21st that Henrik Mkhitaryan will not be traveling with the team and he will not be going. They cannot confirm his safety. UEFA cannot confirm his safety as well. So he's staying back. Mkhitaryan also left. He tweeted out a bunch saying he's really. He's disappointed. He wishes he could go. Now this is starting this debate whether Arsenal should boycott it, and Chelsea should do it as well. Arsenal supporters are also, suggesting that Chelsea should boycott the game as well and force it to be played in another country where all the players will be allowed to.
Just play it at Chelsea.
Okay.
It's a home game for them anyway.
It's a home game for Chelsea?
Yeah.
Or is it a home game for Chelsea?
It's the away allotment went to Arsenal. So this is considered a home game because of the way the bracket played out.
Okay.
So just play it at Chelsea.
Okay. I mean, it's not that simple, right?
No, it really is. They own the stadium. And I got a feeling it's a little bit less of a flight.
I'm sure it's available. I'm just saying that as far as the deals they have with UEFA and all these other things.
Oh, no. Your deal with Baku and Azerbaijan can't go through. Their slogan for a country was "laying on fire." I think we'll be fine.
Okay. But it does kind of start this debate of is it okay for the game to be played? No. Okay.
It's not. Here's the thing. It's not nothing against the Azerbaijan people. I'm sure there's a lot of people there that are like, hey, Mkhitaryan should be there. The guy who was the Azerbaijan, diplomat in England was like, no, we'll make sure that he's safe as long as he makes it about the game and not politics. And it was still a little sketchy the way he said it. You know what I mean? No, of course he'll be safe as long as he keeps it to the non-issues and just play soccer. Then it's damn, it's a soccer game. Why do you put all this extra stuff? And here's the thing. It's not like Henrik Mkhitaryan has made overtures that are at least that we know of.
Yeah, I know.
He's never said anything that's hateful of other people. He's never made overtures that are if someone was coming in who was a Nazi or something, you'd be like, yeah, we would love to make it so that this person can't play here.
Sure. So apparently Henrik Mkhitaryan is not only just a good footballer and popular player. He is from what I've read, he is the most famous person in Armenia. So. Yeah.
He's the face of the Armenian soccer, and he's the Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, so he's been I think the last 8 years, the Armenian footballer of the year, which I don't know how much competition there really is exactly. I don't know what kind of product Armenia is putting out like that.
Right, when the second place guy heard it for the 8th game in a row he lost, he was so angry back at the farm.
He kicked the chicken.
Oh, those poor chickens.
He's frustrated.
Eight chickens in a row.
So he's not just a player. He's not just any player. I honestly feel like if he was a less famous Armenian player, this wouldn't be as get as much publicity. But he is arguably the most famous Armenian in the world.
Right.
Aren't
the Kardashians Armenian?
I said arguably. I didn't say, we can argue. You want to argue? Oh, who's more famous, Henrik Mkhitaryan or Kim Kardashian?
Let's Google Kardashian and Mkhitaryan, and let's see which pictures are hotter.
How much do the Kardashians own their Armenian heritage?
I don't know.
Because it's their father, Robert, right? The original, he was the lawyer dude for OJ. So he's our Kardashian, but he's like a, a Calabasas, Armenian. I don't know how much Armenians in Armenia.
My father was third generation Armenian. Henrik Mkhitaryan, you win, baby.
So that's why this is such a bigger deal. He's such a famous Armenian person that Azerbaijanis are like, or the culture. He's probably I wouldn't even be surprised if there's like political cartoons about Henrik Mkhitaryan in Azerbaijan or something like those propaganda things and stuff like that. I wouldn't even be surprised if that stuff existed.
Well, I mean, it sucks that he can't be guaranteed a safety.
It's terrible. It's ridiculous. But I mean, look, it must be so serious that even UEFA's like, yo, there's some bad people that we're conspiring with and we're working with, and we can't even trust them. Yeah. We can't even trust them.
Yeah.
So that's how severe it must be. So it's incredibly unfortunate. But in these situations, like these countries that have any. I would even argue kind of like, the U.S. probably had a big issue getting the World Cup with the Muslim ban and banning those particular countries.
Absolutely.
So that was also like up in the air, like, oh, are we even going to be able to get the World Cup?
Yeah,
because
but look,
of what's
FIFA
going on?
clearly is willing to work with some bad people, so who cares?
That's basically it. You know what? And shout out to, speaking of that, shout out to our homies, Señorita Intelectual, right?
Okay.
I saw she tweeted she got her PhD.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Living
beautiful.
up to the name.
Yeah, that's right. So,
because I can't be Señor Intelectual.
No, you didn't have enough degrees for that.
I don't even have enough degree deodorant to consider that.
But there was a tweet that I had seen her put out about people who. So people about like Manchester City and financial fair play, and like people get mad at the teams and stuff like that. And they're quick to point out corruption when it's the other team, when it's like a rival.
Right.
So it's like if you're gonna, it's difficult to watch soccer and support soccer anywhere in the world, anywhere that FIFA has its tentacles.
Right.
You can't support it without understanding that there's some bad stuff that sort of comes with it.
It comes with it. Like, you don't make those decisions as fans.
Yeah, so you can't get mad at Manchester City without getting mad at UEFA and getting mad at FIFA. It's like, so you need to be mad at everybody. And it was a great point that she made, and it was interesting because it is very hypocritical.
Right.
Why are you're wasting this energy on a specific thing and then looking and not ignoring like the bigger issue. The overseer of all of it is not on the up and up.
No, and also, I mean, it's hypocritical is a great word for it, because it's like you're just finding a way to be angry at somebody else.
Yeah.
And it happens even in MLS when people are like, oh, NYCFC is owned by, by Manchester City, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bulls are owned by a German drink company. And then that goes back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, are we really going to sit here and argue the ethics of both of these organizations? Or can we just cheer for the players we like on the field? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, let's just have a good time at this game. Let's stop throwing drinks at each other, please.
Yeah. That's, I love the, there was we'll talk about the game in a bit, the Red Bull game against Atlanta United. I was at the game. It was a fun game. Actually, it wasn't that fun. It was 1-0. It was ridiculous. We'll talk about the game in a second. But the image of Kamar Lawrence screaming at Tito Villalba.
It looked exactly like that leap.
It was very, very similar. But people have been making it a meme. Now people.
Speaking of meme, how many retweets did we get for the Pep Guardiola?
It
literally killed my battery twice.
It's like 5,000 retweets and like 15,000.
I'm like, we didn't make this video.
We didn't make the video. I just tweeted a thing of like sort of in solidarity, but apparently this resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, which I'm glad. I mean, we agree with what Pep said.
Yeah, it was great.
You got to recognize the women in the sport. They're achieving the same things, if not better.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you didn't see the video, it's just basically a reporter asking Pep Guardiola,
how's it feel being the first team to do the
triple?
And he was like, well, no, the first men's team.
The first men's team. And he corrected him. So it was like, oh, yeah, that's a little show of support to be like, no.
I'll also say this. I'm glad you were the one who tweeted that out, because I probably wouldn't have been that poetic.
Sure. Because I'm a poet on Twitter, bro.
You were very what's the word I'm looking for?
Eloquent.
Eloquent, yeah. And once again, proving my own point. It was very well said, very well stated.
Yes. Obviously. We're know what?
That would not have been the tact I would have taken.
And thank you. You know what? I think since we've been doing this podcast and more people have been like kind of reaching out to us, and we get messages all the time. We got a message from a fan from Seattle, Monica Carrillo, I believe, right? She had sent a message. She was just like, "Thank you for interviewing women's soccer players, and the interviews are really fun." And it's like so that in itself, it's like, oh, people care about this in a different way, and they feel like we're contributing something to, the soccer ethos
to the greater good.
And we're trying our best. So, like, that's all it is. We're just showing support. I mean, we're not gonna fix it overnight, but we're trying our best. So, but the thing with Kamar Lawrence was they've been making it a meme, and one of my favorite ones was they put like people they labeled him as like a pro-rel zealot. And then all the talking points of like, we need to win a calendar and and we need promotion relegation and all this stuff. So all the talking points of all the pro-rel zealots are around him. And then Tito Villaba, he's just labeled as guy just trying to watch a soccer game.
Hilarious.
So that was great. So so shout out to you, Señorita Intelectual. She's a great follow on Twitter at SRTA Intelectual in Spanish. She's a great
lives and dies by her favorite team. That's all we care about.
Yeah, we learned that firsthand.
Yeah, she's unsubscribed from us more than once, but resubscribe every time. So
but we don't. When we say anything negative about the Red Bulls, definitely it's hell on earth.
Yeah. She's DMing us directly.
She's very mad at us.
Yeah,
but no, I went to the game, paid for a ticket, supported.
Ate some empanadas
at Brisas. Okay, I'm not a fan of the team, but I'm doing my best.
Right? We're unbiased.
Okay.
When we go to the games, we're fans of NYCFC, but when we're on this podcast, we try to love everybody the same.
Exactly. So
some of these kids are uglier than others, though. We need you to know that.
Okay. So
Speaking of, congrats, Colorado, on your first win.
Couple other things. Wondo. Let's talk about Chris Wondolowski.
The scoring leader in history.
What? He's at 148.
Yeah.
148 goals because he gets 4 in one game.
The dude went weeks without scoring, and all of a sudden pops off.
It's been like 6 months.
Yeah, popped off 4 at a clip.
Dude. Insane. So
I honestly think those are the only 4 times he touched the ball, too.
It's
bit of a poacher.
I think every goal, if I'm not mistaken, I heard Andrew Wiebe say this. I think they were all one-touch goals. Every single goal. He didn't take a second touch to get it.
Hilarious.
This is amazing.
The kid does one thing and he does it well.
Well, there was a great video that the San Jose Earthquakes had put out of Alan Gordon, Sam Cronin, and I forgot the other guy's name.
The dudes from the Goonies back in the day.
The dude from the Goonies, right? So obviously San Jose Earthquakes, like when Wondo was really there, like those early years when he was getting them goals.
Yeah.
And it was a great video. Alan Gordon that's why we need to get Alan Gordon on the show because he's so awesome.
We've been begging him.
But Alan Gordon is he carried the video because he was really talking about like, yeah, congratulations to you, Chris, whatever, Wondo who, Wondo what, right?
Yeah.
But he was going about like, yo, you know how much work we did to get, like, he gets all the credit.
Yeah.
You know who set those goals up?
Yeah, exactly.
So he really was, that's how you roast your boy, right?
That's how you do it. Like, you can't just give him the congrats. That's boring.
Nah, man. But it did take a lot of work to get 148 goals.
That's crazy.
Obviously, a lot of people are involved in making that happen.
Did you see Beckham shouted him out on Instagram?
I didn't see that.
That's crazy.
Brooklyn Beckham?
Yeah.
His son?
His kid. He was like, yo, now that I'm taking a break from banging all these bros. I know a lot of people work in the restaurant business, and Brooklyn Beckham is making his way through the city pretty nicely.
You know, like father, like son.
Yeah.
Dude,
in more ways than one. In more ways than one. Talking about herpes.
What? Okay, whatever. You're very judgmental over people that are promiscuous.
No, I'm not. You do you.
You just suggested he had herpes.
Suggested is not the word I would use.
That's none of your business, Alexis.
No, it ain't. Also, why are you bringing it up like this? Talk to me after the show.
Because it's like, that's not right. Whatever. Who doesn't have herpes? Everybody has herpes.
Your boy clean.
So, yes, Wondo did gets his 148th goal, but it's like the manner in that he gets it. He's a different type of player, right? And people always talk about
he's a poacher. He's like Chicharito. Like everyone's like, he can't make his own goals. He can't do it when he needs to. Blah 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 blah. But if the ball's loose, yeah, and the boy puts it in the net, that's good enough, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that it's also not easy to do that job either.
No,
it's a very, very difficult job to just score goals and not really like, you're not like doing any techers. You're not beating anybody. You're not faster than anybody.
He's not fast. He's not the most skilled, soccer player. But if you are a striker and your job is to score goals, does it matter how?
Sure.
Back when Bradley Wright Phillip was healthy and he was scoring, did it matter how?
Sure, but I would argue that Bradley Wright Phillips has a bit more versatility than Wondolowski.
Sure, but what I'm saying is even he got, the whole thing of like, oh, he can't really break down a defender. He can't take the ball upon himself and score. He needs service to score. Who cares? That's why you have midfielders.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you never, when these guys are just like on the ball, like outside of the box, you really don't sort of see what their ability is. But when they're inside the 18, and BWP is a good person to compare it to because there's just something when they're inside the box. They're
automatic.
They're unbelievably lethal. It's just like, who are you? You can't do any of this stuff outside of there.
I mean, imagine you found that out about me, you'd want me on every soccer team, and I look like the last person. Just imagine I have this knack for scoring goals.
Because it's like picturing Wondo, I expected a little bit more from, but even like BWP, imagine him taking a shot from outside of the box. I don't even know how many he's taken in the last like 5 years. How many shots from outside of the box?
If he was open. He'd be like, I'm gonna pass it to you.
It's not good. It's not a good shot for me.
No, like let's just go with high percentage shots.
Okay. I like more free throws.
Yeah. Let's just do a lot of layups. Like, I mean, looking at someone like a Carlos Vela, this guy can score anytime he wants if he's cutting in left on his left foot. Yeah. That's just what he does. That's a beautiful skill. It's a lot harder to do, probably than what Wando's doing. But what Wando's doing is a skill that not everyone has.
Yes, but the problem with Wondo and his career is that he's always going to be remembered for the game against Belgium.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You got to deal with it. It's not a stain on his MLS career because his career. So I didn't, obviously I didn't follow Chris Wondolowski from the beginning, but from reading a couple articles, I didn't realize this. Chris Wondolowski, for the first 5 years of his career, only had 7 goals.
Yeah, he didn't really get on until he was like, 27 years old or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
To be able to reach this milestone when you have it's basically like he was a rookie at 27.
At his peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. So the level of the amount of goals that he surpasses Landon Donovan, but the amount of goals that he's able to get, and it's interesting, right? Because people like how he stays healthy, but it's also like he doesn't really move a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like the dude and that's not a criticism of his athleticism. It's just the dude he's
maximizing what he has.
He walks. Every step is efficient. He doesn't take one unnecessary step.
He's like the king in a chessboard. Yeah, he can only move one step at a time, but they're all intelligent moves.
Exactly.
He doesn't move until he has to.
They all serve a purpose.
Yeah.
And it really is amazing. And he is one of these people whose career is probably not going to be appreciated because his skill is so subtle. It might take a long time for people to understand, and also the growth of for the sport to be more popular, and the league to be more popular, for people to finally grasp like what he was able to do. Because you watch him, and I've seen him play. Yeah, the dude looks like he's doing nothing for like 89 minutes, and all of a sudden, dude has a hat trick.
Yeah, and you're like, when did that happen?
How does you don't understand how like he's not the biggest dude.
No,
it's like you would think
he's not the fastest. He doesn't jump the tallest or the highest. Like these are all. And by the way, shouts to him Because these are all things that, like in American soccer, you would have been pushed aside, being like, "Yo, this kid can score anytime." But yeah, but what's his number in the 4, in the 200 meter? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like American soccer sort of development was stuck in athleticism for a long time, and a player like him often fell by the wayside. There's probably more. Wondolowski's out there that have this sort of innate skill in soccer, but didn't tick anything off as far as speed or height or stamina. Although he has a great stamina. I mean, he doesn't shut off. He's always working.
He's a new DeMarcus Beasley.
Yeah, I mean, let him play till 37/48. But like players like him, many of them must have fallen by the wayside. I bet you if Christian Pulisic wasn't also super fast. If he was just really smart on the ball, he probably would have fell by the wayside, fell through the cracks.
Yeah. So, but the fact that he did get so not only does he break the record, but he gets 4 goals against the Chicago Fire at Avaya Stadium. The fact that he breaks the record and he scores all the team's goals really just says so much about one, like the fact that San Jose is like really improving, and I heard Chris on Extra Time that he was interviewed. And
he was interviewed on Extra Time,
and he was talking about the.
So were we, by the way. Remember that?
Oh, that was great. That was a great time. Yeah. But he was talking about how the culture, like he's sort of reinvigorated about the season because the culture of the team has changed dramatically with Bernardo Almeida there, and it really says not only just him, but have you seen the videos? The video's been going around of Tommy Thompson doing an interview in Spanish,
in fluent beautiful Spanish.
Maravilloso.
He's like, todavía estoy aprendiendo español. And I'm like, no.
You're pretty much there, buddy.
I think you did it. Welcome aboard.
Okay, so Tommy Thompson was
Tomas Thompson. Tomasito.
He was interviewed, and he was talking about how, like, obviously his coach does not speak English or not very well, so he wanted to kind of learn and stuff like that. And he apparently learned over doing 100 hours of Duolingo. Which is even more impressive.
That's super impressive that you could be on your phone and not switch to a different app. Hi, Tommy.
Tommy's bragging. Tommy Thompson doesn't have ADD like all of us.
Well, la-dee-da. Look at us over here being able to focus. What were we talking about again?
You know how difficult it is, and use all my brain power to talk about one subject on this podcast? You don't even understand, buddy.
Because we've never done it.
But no, that was super cool. But again, it really, and he made those points. He had talked about this as well, about how, like, there's nothing wrong with trying to, that inclusivity, that trying to be a part of something, that trying to be, when we meet people, I know when I meet people that are not, Latin or not not of any Hispanic descent, but like know the language, and I'm like, all right, this is a cool way to understand all of our cultures, and to understand like I can understand your culture in a different way. I can appreciate that you appreciate mine, and to the point.
Even if you don't know the language as fluently as Tomas does.
Yeah.
But just having a few words that you could spit out, like, oh, okay, you've learned a little bit of our culture. Like when we work with Andrew Schultz. And we were sort of helping him translate his jokes into Spanish. And we were like, damn, he had suggestions for us.
Yeah.
He was like, but I want to say it this way. And I was like, I mean, you could say it that way.
So that's just like a thing. It
or Landon Cotham when he was up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just how he spoke Spanish. And he was like, he's like, I know I'm not the perfect person to say this, but we want to integrate the Latin culture in Austin to be a part of the team. And I'm like, that's a beautiful thing. This is what we should all be trying to do.
It says a lot about it's not just about just like learning language or not learning language. It says a lot about your sympathy and care for seeing that this country is quite diverse, and
making an effort.
It does mean a lot, because there's something about the culture of other countries is also like, Belgium has like 3 languages, and they're like, that's fine. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
But here, and it's like I heard something like Trump was going to be like English. You have to make sure you speak English.
That's the rule he wants to put in. If you want to come into this country, you have to be able to pass the test in English.
Exactly. So it's stuff like that. It's like
so stupid.
It's just dumb, because this country is just frankly,
can he pass that test first? By the way,
the country's just too big. It's too big. There's too many people to be like, it has to be one thing.
Yeah, it's too much.
If we were the size of, like, even, I want to say France, but, like, France is also pretty inclusive of, like, other...
Bro, China's got 3 dialects.
It's just like,
what
yo,
are we
dude,
doing?
who
and
cares?
they're basically different languages.
Yeah, it's just one block speaks one language, the other block speaks another language.
And guess what? It's so good that Latinos go to the Greek side and get food. The Greeks go to the Latino side. We party. Some of them have babies together, and we learn.
All right? The food is good in both blocks.
Yeah. Just so happens you could go get indigestion on any side you want.
Yeah, there's another Kurt Metzger joke that I love. It reminds me of that about like how he was dating a girl that was Greek, and her Greek father wasn't like welcoming, didn't like him or whatever, and he, like because he was just mocking racism, that kind of racism, and he's just like, hey, your house doesn't smell like my house, or like just like a dumb thing, like it's just so
it's stupid.
It gets more comical, like justifying any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So look, it might just be a white dude learning Spanish, but it really, for us Latinos, that shit means a lot. Like it's really, like it's obviously it's helpful for him for work and things like that.
He's playing soccer,
you know, but it does mean, even obviously hiring Latin coaches and things like that. It means a lot, especially in MLS, in American soccer, that the American-born players are making an effort to like, I want to learn, I want to be able to talk to my teammates.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
and I don't think Americans understand just how English is such a part of the world culture that if you want to be able to do business at a high level, you have to learn English. English is this ever-present thing. It's not all because of us, right? But it's this ever-present thing that's up there that, like, you know, in Germany, basically everybody, half the people in Germany speak English fluently. Like, you have to be able to communicate in English. It's kind of cool when somebody decides, like, well, why don't I learn to communicate in their language?
Exactly.
There's a nice level of respect and just a sort of like a nice honor being paid to the culture we grew up with.
Exactly. And if you want to sound sexy as just an American dude,
because Tommy Thompson is a very white person. Okay, he's a blonde-haired white guy. But when he speaks Spanish,
ooh, what are you from? Some island off of Spain?
You got that German heritage from Argentina.
Okay, I'm a little bit more intrigued right now.
You know how to play maracas, my
guy? So no, but shouts to San Jose, everything going on there, and Wondo, and yeah. So maybe we got to get out to an asado out there in Nevada one day.
So Tim says that it's good that his 4-year-old has to say coño.
Okay, yeah, it's great.
The other word I'm not going to read.
So, okay, let's wrap up by talking about the game that I did attend over the weekend. New York
Nothing
Red
big
Bulls.
happened in it.
New York Red Bulls take on the Atlanta United in a game. They win 1-0, down 10 men after a red card was issued to Tim Parker at the end of the first half.
Let's talk about that red card. What did you think from being at the game?
Being at the game, it looked. I was surprised they gave it.
Really?
I was surprised they gave it. That's it. Doesn't mean I wasn't angry or I didn't think it was crazy. Surprised because it didn't look like a clear. Joseph Martinez's response to the foul did not look like he got fouled severely. So. In these instances, you would expect a player, as soon as they get touched, in that instance, to just absolutely just collapse and fall down.
He fell while taking the shot, which says to me that his ability to shoot that ball was effective.
He was totally impeded by Tim Parker.
Yeah, which is red card.
Which is red card. Like, but it's and
that's dog so.
Yeah, exactly. So that I was on Atlanta United Fan TV with E Stacks from High Press Podcast.
Big Rebel fan.
Big Rebel fan. He was definitely all up in that camera screaming. But no, he did make the point that Joseph Martinez, he was like, yo, this dude is a proper footballer. The dude did not go down. Like he did get fouled, and he could have kind of milked it a little bit, but he still got up, went back up, and he went to take the shot. So a lot of credit to Joseph Martinez because a lot of other players wouldn't have done the same. So, but Tim Parker did exactly that. He did impede him. He did foul him. It looks softer.
It looks soft, but it's the right call.
It's the right call. It's the right call. So people can be.
It's one of those situations where the punishment doesn't feel justified until you realize he was the only thing between him and scoring the goal, and he was behind him, and he impeded him from being able to take a proper shot.
Yeah. And
to some degree, it's like it worked. This reminded me a little bit of, Luis Suarez batting the ball away in the World Cup with his hands. He knew he was going to get a red card.
Yeah.
You take it. You're like, fine, I'm out the game and I'm out the next one, but it's stopping a goal. Maybe he misses the penalty, and he did.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it wasn't a penalty, but he missed the shot.
I'm talking about the Luis Suarez one.
Okay. So I would say I don't think Tim Parker was thinking that much. Or that far ahead, but I do.
I mean, just that you feel like, it is what it is. You justify it. I'm sure Luis Suarez wasn't thinking that either. I think he tried to get away with it, actually. He was like, what are you talking about? I hit it with my hand. Why is my hand hurting? I don't know.
But he didn't fight it. He didn't protest too much because he's like, all right, you got me. It's just, you're not sort of used to it in that instance where, like, you know, it's like a bang, bang play. You sort of, and the person falls and it's like clear, but it's like, no, Joseph Martinez kept going, and obviously, and you know,
I don't think either one of those two players would do anything differently the next time that situation were the same.
Exactly. So,
and also that pass was from Julian Gressel, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful pass.
But overall, the game, especially after that moment, before that moment, I would say Atlanta didn't have too many great. Like the high press definitely worked quite well on it. I don't know what it is. When Atlanta just plays it's the nerves that we used to see when NYCFC those first 2 years playing the Rebels. You could tell they wanted to win. They just didn't have.
It's also their third game in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
or
that's
fourth game.
Also the big issue. Atlanta United looked pretty tired.
They're gassed. They look gassed, and nothing against Rebels. They came to play. They're going through a bit of a slump. I think they're in 6th place.
Yeah.
They're going through a bit of a slump, so this is like a way to get it out. And a kid from Rebel 2 scores.
Tom Barlow.
Yeah, that's the name you expect to hear in soccer. And shouts to him. That header across the face of the goal.
Tough goal.
Look ballsy.
I didn't. Okay, so while I was there, I'm like, I even said, I'm like, if this game ends 0-0, because it was just like nobody could. Well, I didn't expect the Rebels to score after they lost Tim Parker.
Yeah.
Because not only he's just one of their better defenders, so I thought they were going to give one up. But, credit to Rebels. They were defensively they almost better with 10 than they were with 11.
It feels like the Rebels always have a plan for if they're down a guy. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The team seems like they understand what to do in those situations where some teams start to fall apart. Who's Tarek?
Tamarick. I think he came from Orlando, if I'm not mistaken.
But he's like a backup.
Yeah.
By the way,
he was great.
Actually, you know what? That pass might not have been from Gressel. Gressel was the one that sent Joseph Martinez on the break, and Tamarick kicked it while he was on the ground.
Oh, no. Tamarick plays for Rebels.
Yeah, remember he kicked the ball away from Joseph Martinez while he was on the ground.
Okay. Yes. So that's how there were a couple game-saving runs like that where you would think Red Bulls, they were still kind of fairly aggressive.
You know, we're talking about stacks. Doesn't it kind of smell like weed in here right now?
It totally does.
Yeah. Is he here?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wish there was like a smell-o-vision for podcasts, but
I mean, for podcasts, this is a relatively strong smell right now.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay.
We're in an office.
Next couple of minutes of this podcast might get a bit more loose.
I think we might go get more food after this podcast. But yeah, we're talking about stacks and all of a sudden it starts smelling like weed. Is that just what happens? Like the bat signal? He never shows up.
We hit the
it's just a little
button.
smoke. A little smoke fills the room. High Press Podcast shouts to him.
So the amount of those clearances that the Rebels had were incredible. And with that, they don't have Aaron Long because he's dealing with an injury. But the fact that there was who was playing? So Murillo, Michael Murillo was
running in here smelling around like he's looking for a fart.
Michael Murillo was incredible this game, man. They were just how many crosses were sent in. Atlanta could not. They had no idea of how to break down the Red Bull.
I honestly think this is a different game if both teams come in 100%. I don't know that I think it ends up 0-0 though.
But
that's my thing. I don't think Red Bulls win. I think it ends 0-0.
A 10-man Red Bulls Atlanta United should win against a 10-man Red Bulls.
I gotta disagree. Red Bulls have a system where even when they're down, it reminds me of like the old Arsenal days. Like even when they're down to 10, they're have a different level of danger. You know what I mean? There's something else that they can find a way to sort of work their angles.
And it clearly did.
I'm really impressed with that system. I've been saying it since the Jesse Marsh days. I'm really impressed with that system. I don't know that Chris Armas is the perfect coach for the system. He seems to be adding a little bit more possession to their game. And I still feel like the team is just starting to figure out what his system is and maybe starting to implement it. But I do feel like it's one of these teams where, like, if they're down to 10, that's not a guarantee. Yo, we got them. Other teams, I could see that. With them, it's like, no, we good.
I think Chris Harmas plays a more aggressive version of Jesse Marsh's.
I would disagree. It's not as direct, and I think that's what probably a little annoying.
Atlanta were on the counter. They caught Rebels on the counter a lot. And but through the miraculous plays from their fullbacks is really what saved the game.
And what's my man bringing in Breck Shea for?
I don't know.
Give my dude some help up top. Yeah. I don't understand why you don't go for the throw in that.
But no one up top. Look, yo. First of all, I want to make sure
it's a bunch of backup center backs, man.
Hold on, but I do want to make sure I talk about Tito Villalba's shorts, because seeing them in person this year has been very different.
Glistening thighs.
This dude, he has a tattoo on his thigh that that regular shorts would cover.
Yeah.
But the dude is out.
My underwear would cover.
Okay, my thong would cover this tattoo on his thigh, but. He rolls. It's so noticeable. It's so noticeable.
Just let him wear a Speedo. It's what he wants.
It's so strange. I at this point, I don't see how it's more... like, the dude looks like he's wearing, like, 1974 Harlem Globetrotter shorts.
This is what Sepp Blatter wanted. Here's your vision come to life, Sepp.
All right, you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
And doesn't Sepp Blatter also... He wants his watches. You hear about this?
No.
He's suing FIFA because they have possession of his watches. There's like certain watches that he wants.
God bless Sepp Blatter, honestly.
So
what a shit show.
He's like, I can't.
How am I supposed to live
without my watches?
Without my watches? With a gotten by nefarious gains. Maybe not. That's for you to decide. But I want my watches.
But Atlanta United, everyone was bad up front. They don't have Ezekiel Barco. He's at the U20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Pity Martinez, which is was that my first time seeing him in person? I think so, right? Dude, like, there's no chemistry. There's something missing. There isn't when Tito Villalba has the ball. This is why you start appreciating even Rebels and NYCFC and the commitment to possession a little bit, right?
Yeah.
There is what happened when Jonathan Lewis would be on the wing? How many options for passes? NYCFC, they know that, like, we're gonna give you 2-3 options to pass to.
Right.
For whatever reason, Pity Martinez has the ball and he starts running through. He's trying to, like, recreate the play that he did in
he's like trying to break everybody.
It's like, yo, it doesn't work, man. It's just like I don't know. Look.
Also, it would work more effectively if all the defenders weren't able to just collapse to you.
Sure.
You would have to, juke 4 players if 4 players weren't on you, my guy.
He lost the ball like 3-4 times, and it looked bad. I'm like, yo, it's like there should be.
He's trying too much.
Yeah, I don't know if the game plan is, let PT go ham, but it ain't working. Like, I don't know how a player like that loses a ball and causes, like, some bad counters that have to be defended. I don't know how the coach is not like, yo, you have to find another option. More like this can't be his game.
Yeah, but there's also that thing of, like, where Atlanta isn't doing what they did under Tata anymore, which is as soon as they get the ball, it seemed like everyone on the team ran towards the other goal. It seemed like there was this immediately, as soon as the ball touched the foot of an Atlanta United player, it was go time. They don't do that anymore. It seems like Joseph Martinez is sort of playing like a center forward more, a target guy.
Yeah.
He's turning around and keeping possession. So it seems like Pity is the only one that has that. Or maybe he's the only one who has the go to be like
the license to
like you go and we'll follow.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem to work. At least when Miggy did it, it seemed like everyone else was going, so you were overwhelmed. Now you're not anymore.
Yeah, it's noticeable, especially that was one point I wanted to make. That Joseph Martinez, I'm watching this game, I'm like, he's barely touching the ball.
Yeah.
Like I think the game should go through Joseph a little bit more than it currently does because he's playing like BWP.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's his game, man. I think he really needs to.
Well, remember, he was a winger. He was a winger in Torino. When he came here, Atlanta United made him a forward.
Yeah, but how many headers did Joseph Martinez get last year? He's not getting those opportunities because he's a guy that needs to run behind you.
Yeah.
He's not.
He splits the defenders.
He can't be up front to just receive the ball.
No.
that's sort of what I'm noticing. I don't know as if I'm a layman or not or whatever. That's what I see, and it doesn't look like when Joseph Martinez is having fun. And you can never tell because he's always very serious, very angry. Yeah. But when he is touching the ball and the game is kind of going through him a little bit more, it seems like Atlanta United is more successful. That's my opinion. I don't know if, hopefully they can it's not like they've won 5 games in a row. They're sort of doing okay, but their game is not as attractive as it used to be, and that was my main.
That is true across the board.
It was a little more dull. I'm like, this game was outside of obviously what made the game exciting was towards the end at the foul. Not foul. The clearance from Kamar Lawrence. He got to the ball. Tito Villalba. They both sort of collide. It looked like Villalba kind of followed through a little bit when he probably shouldn't have. Went down and Kamar Lawrence. And now that when you see it in slow motion, you see that Kamar Lawrence is mad because he probably felt that Villalba followed through a little bit and hit him.
Yeah.
So that's why he's sort of screaming in his face.
I think that's just a great matchup. Those are two players that aren't going to slow down. You know what I mean?
It caused a ruckus. And there are a lot of, Red Bull fans and Atlanta United fans are already kind of like fighting, arguing and stuff a lot on Twitter,
You said it was the dawn of a new rivalry kind of a thing, and it feels like it.
It does.
And you know why I know it's a rivalry? Because both fans are like, you ain't our rival.
Yeah.
You need to win before you rival.
That's the definition of a rivalry.
Son, y'all are literally being rivals by saying that.
Yeah, it's like when your girl's like, well, what is this? Can we put a label on this? And you're like, come on,
that means there is a label.
That means there is a label. You in a relationship, my guy.
Whether you like it or not. Bring the toothbrush next time.
Okay, there's gonna be some her underwear in your sock drawer.
The moment she goes, so like, what are we? That's it. You're whatever it is she says next. Like, are we boyfriend and girlfriend, or are we just? You said it.
Yeah.
We're good now. What day do you want to use as the starting point of this relationship?
So yes, it very much feels, and there were a lot of moments. Kamar Lawrence did as Tito Villalba is kind of arguing. He does the
baby thing,
baby in the cradling baby.
Even if it's not true, that's how you get people out of their game. Right? Like the old Reggie Miller effect, right? Of just like talk a little shit, like plant that seed, you know what I mean? And then what did Tito Villalba do? He held up the championship trophy symbol.
Yeah.
Which is like, wow, disrespectful, but that's what you do.
Yeah, they won the Eastern Conference trophy at Rebel Arena, and they had a whole big celebration.
They hoisted it there. I mean, that's how you egg people on.
But Kamar Lawrence was not didn't get to play in those playoffs because he had gotten hurt.
Right.
So I think some redemption for him to be like, yo, if I was there,
this is what would have happened.
This is what would have happened. Yeah, and come on, yo, taxi, bro. He's the dude who
open for business.
Keeps it real, man. He ain't he's
like your blood clot.
The dude is look, and I had said it on Atlanta United Fan TV. The dude is one of the hardest working, one of the better defenders in this league. The dude is crazy fast.
And also that amazing free kick for Jamaica.
Yeah, man, the dude is incredibly talented. But he's also like kind of the heart and soul of the team, and you sort of see like when he's not there, and they replace him with.
He's the Tito Villalba of that team. Tito Villalba is the wild crazy one, the loud one. They're gonna get in your face. He does the same thing.
Exactly.
So like those two going together, that's exactly what you want to see.
So yeah,
as a fan of the sport, that's what I like to see.
I was entertained by it all. Yeah. So it's all good. So hopefully, I mean, they're gonna meet up again, I believe, in July.
I'm excited.
I had asked the question on Atlanta United Fan TV. I'm like, yo, is it more? What rivalry is more significant now, DC United or Atlanta United between Rebels?
They're just happy to beat anyone named United. I think at this point.
So, yeah, but it was entertaining at the very least, and so I had a good time out there hanging out with Unrel. And Atlanta United fans.
Shout out to Brisas Empanadas.
Brisas Empanadas, delicious. Had a bunch. I had like 4 empanadas. Went crazy. Right. I was super hungry.
Which is so cool that like we split up the task, right? Like the night before, I went and got pizza with all those folks. Yeah. And then you went and hung out at the game and got empanadas. We had it all covered all weekend long.
We got you. All right.
So actually, Tanner said something really dope. We were driving up the BQE, and you could see Southern Manhattan really close. And he was like, oh, my God, there it is. Like, that's the look. That's the thing I wanted to see. It was his first time in Brooklyn, first time in New York. And he was like, there's just something so magical about the city and the fact that I get to hang out with people who know the city so well. And, like, you know, I took him to some, like, secret pizza spots and stuff. Like I really took him. I was like, yo, let's go eat for real. And, like, they were just like, there's no other way we would have been able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. Like, I wouldn't have been able to see this part of New York.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
I would say, because even being from New York, and I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but I never really got to understand New York until I started doing comedy, and I was actually traveling around and going.
You do, because you're everywhere.
You're everywhere. I go to every borough. All these sort of obscure spots.
You go to like 3 boroughs at night sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you're everywhere.
So there's something different between. It's not just like a tour guide, you know. It's just like, as comedian, doing comedy, you get to like see the real version of because like
the only people who see more of New York than us are like Uber drivers or taxi drivers,
sure,
to be completely, or bus drivers. Like, that's it.
Exactly, because we get, especially getting to perform stand up in all these either different cities or other states or whatever. We get a real reflection on what type of people are there based on like what they laugh at, and what they find humorous, what they don't laugh at.
That's a big one.
Oh, supporting Obama is not funny? Okay.
Okay. We need to learn this one. Should have noticed with all the red hats. It's not this many white people in the Bloods.
Imagine if there was, though. It would be a very different organization.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, a lot more people want to talk to the managers.
So yeah, it was cool hanging out with all those Atlanta folks, Jay, Kelly, Tanner, Devin, all those people. And and if you haven't heard,
and they hung out with Jason Lawhead with me.
Oh, cool.
Who was in town? You know, Lorraine's finest. Shout outs to him.
If you haven't heard our episode with the group of people that were here with the Atlanta United Fan TV and Unreal folks, listen to that. That was just a couple days ago that we put out that episode. Listen to it. Super funny. We had a crowd in here, and it was a fun, unique thing, and hopefully a thing we get to do more of. So.
First time we had a full audience in here. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super, super fun. I mean, I know it's not easy for people to get out here, you know, on in the afternoon. Probably, you know, letting go. They probably got fired from some of their jobs and stuff like that.
It's the gulliest way to go out.
But it was really cool. So make sure you listen to that. So that's it. That's the end of the show.
This was a fun one.
That's full run, no break.
All right.
Okay.
We're giving to you that good.
So with that said, a couple things. Make sure you just another announcement of the event, June 1st.
Yes.
We are going to be hosting the Champions League final
baby,
as part of World Soccer Shop's Summer of Soccer series. So we're going to
be in Astoria, Queens, baby, at the Bohemian Beer Garden.
The Bohemian Hall.
Bohemian Hall and Beer Garden.
Yes.
And that starts at 2 p.m. So we'll be there from 2 to 5. We'll probably be there a little bit before and a little bit after, hanging out.
So come out to, it's in Astoria. Come out to that, June 1st. You can RSVP. The link is, we posted it on Instagram, on our Twitter. You find us there.
bit.ly/WSS_UCL.
But make sure it's capitalized.
Yeah.
It is case sensitive, so it has to be.
Capitalize the WSS_capital UCL. All capitalized, that whole thing.
So do that.
Capitalize the underscore too. Show some respect, will you?
You don't want it to feel left out.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Anything else going on?
No, thank you to everyone who left a nice message during the HQ run. Don't forget to tell them you want to see me on there again so I can get back up there. That was a lot of fun. Also, thank you for everyone who's joined Gully Squad. We've had a couple new members in the last few weeks. That's really awesome. If you guys want to know what Gully Squad is, just you guys are supporting us, getting us able to go out there and do some other stuff. And it's honestly, it's the foundation of this whole podcast is you guys, and you get to join the maybe not so secret, maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't, Facebook group.
Exactly. So soccercooligans.com/Gully Squad if you want to help support the show. We've been talking about doing other things, maybe doing super secret Facebook Lives for Gully Squad. Who knows if that may or may not happen, but if you want to get in on that kind of stuff and be a part of that community of, people who like our comedy and also enjoy soccer, it's a great thing, and we would appreciate it greatly. All right, so that is the end of the show. Alexis, did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
Okay,
my
good.
guy.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Now let's go find those children of ours that we revealed we had on this episode.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That was a bombshell.
Yeah, those 3 kids that look a lot like me, right here judging your slices at the preschool.
So, with that said, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerrero.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!
What's up? It's the world champion, Judah Friedlander, and you're watching the Cooligans. Why? because you're cool. This is what winners look like right here, man.
I mean, you're looking at us.
Right now with my legs, I just juggled the ball 80,000 times.
You missed it.
Yeah.
He's been playing keepy uppy since I met him.
Yep, look faster, guys.
Go Team USA.